Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Show. I'm excited. I'm your host. He's your host. We're your hosts. Your ghost hosts.
I was about to say we are your hosts, but no.
Wow, that's just dirty. Dirty bird. Good evening, everyone. Tonight is a special night. We have a guest. We're so excited to have a guest. Good evening. How's it going, Dave?
Yes.
Truman, what's happening? Oh, look at that. Wow. Wow. I must have changed, clicked the button here and changed how that looks.
Oh, huh?
I know, right?
Ooh, I like that one.
I know. This is bizarre. I don't know how I did that. I don't know if I like it.
I like it. You can see the picture. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, we'll deal with it later. Back to the chat. All right. Northern Maine checking in.
What's up?
Central Florida. Here we go.
Yes.
Hola, Fernando.
Hey, Jose.
What's Frutas?
What concert I went? I went to see Café Tacuba. It's coffee. Yes, it's weird.
Sounds like Cuban coffee.
Café Tacuba.
Coffee? Cuban coffee?
No, not at all.
Sound like Cuban coffee.
But that was really good, man.
Clint's in the house!
Ooh, happy Tuesday, Clint.
Ah, the other side of the world.
I know, he lives
Hey,
in the
guys!
future.
Hi from Brazil.
Hey.
He likes to work out. Okay, this is weird. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to you. So, got some snow today.
PA?
Sucks.
Yeah.
No, thank you. What's checking in? What's checking out? I think it's a new format from Facebook. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just screw everything up.
It was nice. Yes, I like it. That's Arturo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sound Impressions, iCar Audio in Union City in the house. What's happening?
What's up?
Hello from Brunswick, Canada. They make great soup. Brunswick soup. Have you ever had that?
Nope.
They also do, you know. I'm sure it has nothing to do with one another. I mean, it's probably totally different. So, you know, hey, just roll with me here. Well, anyways, we have a guest today, but before we get to the guest, we have the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. It's a cool little page we do over on the Facebooks, which is where we're at now. You put up pictures. You put up pictures of your awesome work, and just keep just keep clicking them as I'm talking. And when we see something Fernando likes, you get the shot for the day. You go to the top of the page, and today
for the week.
Yeah, what am I saying?
For the day.
I'm just excited to get Mel on the show. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. All right, so let's go to the wiring.
So let's head over there, and that is camera 2. And there we go. Go ahead and click off that so we can actually see that. The blue box. Yep, there you go. All right. Who do we have today, Fernando?
Probably I'm going to say it wrong, but Nerichis?
Sure.
Yep. Very nice. I like it. Yeah,
you showed me this earlier in the week. It was like, I really like the way this looks. Yeah, I agree.
The daughter helps.
I like the little cat.
You see the daughter right there?
Is that the daughter?
That's the daughter.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I like the little cat picture. That's pretty cool. Well, congratulations. You did awesome work on this. I really dig the whole multi-story amp rack, cool wiring. Basically anytime you can put a bunch of wiring in something, I get excited about
Clean
it.
wiring.
So,
yes, totally. Yeah, just wiring.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I don't want to sit here and drag this out. I want to get the guest on the show because, hey, unlike that other show, I'm not going to put you and make you wait 25 minutes before we get to the actual
now you're getting into
guest on the show. By making shots, I am calling shots. But hey, that's okay. It's okay. They probably don't watch the show anyway. So let's move over to getting Mel on.
Okay.
Boom.
Hey, guys.
There it is. Hey, Mel. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
I have a heartbeat. I mean, might not be perfect, but I have one, so I'm good. I'm good. Man, I love the setup that you did in the background.
Yeah, it's special for you guys, isn't it? You like that?
Yeah,
I'm glad you like that.
Look at all of that.
Ooh.
Boom.
Very nice.
So tonight, what do you just showed up, dropped some notes, and hit the road, right? I mean, isn't that all you base heads do? Just slap a box in there?
That's what it is, yeah. We just slap a box in there and just, throw it together. Hey,
do you know Oscar from Jay's?
Yes.
Jay's.
Yeah, right there it is, right there.
Saludos a todos.
Oh, slow down. High works. I'm not.
Yeah, no.
So the plan today is to, of course, dig into the whole last year or the run of whatever this year, I guess. I don't know why I said last year.
Yeah.
Anyways, just kind of the run up to getting these amazing awards you have in the background. Just kind of, I don't know. I know some SPL guys, but I don't know any SPL guys like you that have taken it to this level of badassery to where you get these cool trophies. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I look at those and I'm thinking like arcade game.
Oh, totally.
I mean, they totally like. To me, those are some of like. We're gonna go through your Instagram page here in a little bit, but when I saw some of these for the first time, I was thinking. I mean, I want to compete. I mean, it's so not the normal stupid trophy that they hand out. Although I still have yours right there.
Oh, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it in a minute.
Drip Feast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first off, let me thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it very much. It's an honor and a privilege to be on your show. So thank you guys for inviting me. I mean, I love it. I watch on Mondays, and I'm here for you guys. So
I'm glad. I mean, I'm thankful that you're on. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's more fun for us. Okay, I call it what you want. It's more fun for us. All right. Well, let's kind of start at the beginning here. Let's get it out of the way. I've seen your first iteration of an SPL car, but this is a different car than what I saw that you have, because at that time you had the little beater
with the little Sonic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was actually at your show. We had it there with the neon lights or the LED lights and so forth. And we just basically what it came down to is we needed a different vehicle to compete at the level that we wanted to be at. And unfortunately, you have to do that sometimes. You have to change vehicles just so that you can be competitive in a certain class. So we ended up going with the Ford Explorer from 2000.
A 2000 Ford Explorer? Okay.
Yeah, I say we, and I'm going to say that a lot because I can say I all I want, but when I say we, it takes a group of people to build these kind of vehicles. And you got to make sure everybody gets their credit because it's just, I mean, it's their hard work and time just as much as it is mine.
Well, and plus, even if it was just you, there's me, myself, and I. So I always say we. I mean, you got to include your whole,
Oh yeah.
You talk to yourself, and to me, that's technically two people. So we'll go with that. So it's 2004 Explorer.
Yeah. 2004 Explorer. We had two 15s in it and a 12,000 watt amplifier.
Let's back it up.
Let's back it up. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
You're not just gonna drop. I had two 15s. What kind of 15s?
Well, they were Smith Audio, I guess, is the way Jeff Smith would describe those.
Okay. Well, keep going.
Yeah.
Jag away. Why would he call them Smith Audio?
Well, I mean, it's just not the product that we were selling at our company. It was a one-off company that helped us out, and it was Crossfire.
Okay, so you had some crossover. 15. Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you're up here has Mel the world champion, not Mel the
Phantom.
The Phantom.
Oh, I'm always Mel the Phantom guy. That's always what I gotta do.
You can be Mel the Phantom guy all you want, but I mean we're talking to Mel the SPL guy today. Yeah. So we don't they ain't watching. We ain't gotta worry about them going, Mel, I can't believe you weren't using Phoenix Cold don't make nothing like that.
They're always watching. They're always watching.
I know. hey, listen, they don't make it, they can't complain until they make
that's true.
If they're going to make some 75-pound woofers, then we can talk about it. But until that day, what kind of Crossfires are they?
They were Crossfire Neos, neodymium subwoofers, and they were basically one-off subwoofers that were hand-built, and in order to handle the power that we were giving them, so it was a special one-off type of subwoofer, and the amplifier that we were running was a Sound Digital 12K. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked bigger than that in the picture.
All right. So I just want to say, for the people that just chime in and they don't know who you are, of course, World Finals, we see the background and everything. When you start competing?
So I started competing when I was 16 years old, and that was back in March of 92 is when I actually started competing. That was my first competition ever, and I was 16 years old.
What did you have?
I had a Ford Mustang, an old beat-up Ford Mustang, and it was 815s in that thing.
Wow.
815s and was it a hatchback?
It was a hatchback, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so 815s and a Ford Mustang. I mean, we did some really stupid stuff, but with I don't even. How did you fit 815s in a Mustang?
I used a lot of creativity and a lot of geometry when I built that vehicle.
Jesus. Wow, and you're a tall guy, so
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Because I mean, we did. I think
did you just remove the motor and put the rest in the front?
We did 810s in a band pass back in the 90s in a Mustang. Wow. I didn't even know how we fit that. But
we actually removed the. We had to take off the entire back, the glass or the door, the hatchback door, and we were building, and we also had to take the windows out, and I had to build along the side of the vehicle on both sides, and then that's how we got in and out of the car pretty, as best we could.
Do you have pictures of those?
No, I wish I did. In fact, probably at my parents' house or at my dad's house right now. I'm pretty sure there's pictures floating around.
That would be cool to see it.
Yeah, that I can take. I can bring out and put them on Facebook or on Instagram. I think people would freak out.
So, all right, let's. All right. So that was your. Did you have a stereo before then, or did you just come out with both barrels and go like, yeah?
No, I came out with both barrels. I mean, basically, what it came down to is I was 15 years old and I was at a store playing a video game. And some guy was passing down the street, and he was basing, and the windows were just completely shaken. And then he pulled into the store, and that was it. I was hooked. I saw his sub. I mean, I was all gun ho. I was hooked. That's when I went to the newsstand and went to go and get Auto Sound and Security magazine and Car Audio magazine, and just started flipping through the magazine and started looking at what was, what the world was all about.
And you thought the world was about 815s in the back of a Mustang?
Well, I thought it was because there was a lot of pretty girls in those pictures. So,
dude, you know who said that too was Greg Cobbs. He goes, well, there were pretty girls. Women go to, these girls go to these things. So
yeah, okay.
It don't happen no more.
Automatically, I thought, hey, if I get a car like that, those girls are going to be attracted to me, and so it was interesting to say the least.
Okay. Wow. All right. So back to this. You have these two giant Crossfire 15s, Sound Digital 12K. I'm assuming there's a bank of some form of power to get this thing up and rock and roll. Yeah.
So Stinger came through and gave us a lot of the sound in her, because to build the vehicle is an entire process. And right. Stinger gave me the batteries because we needed AGM batteries. So they gave me 2 batteries, and then I had a bank of capacitors. Actually, I had 7 banks of capacitors to power up the amplifier. So 7 banks of 5 apiece.
So we're talking 35 capacitors?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to call me sir, but now were these capacitors or were they the cell things?
I don't know if they're considered power cells, I guess, but they're the small tubular things. I think I have
they
one
got
or two around.
The ends, the things on either end. Okay,
yeah.
So basically the things you had in the other car that you were powering that with.
When you're powering, when you're trying to run a system like that, you need to have the power to back it up, and it's enough power to, I guess, light up a small city. So, yeah.
Now, those Sound Digitals don't need like 15 volts. What were you running it at?
No, we were running it at 14.8 is what we're running it at. And I mean, I only needed 1,000 watts of power, but I needed more headroom than anything else. And I needed to make sure that we weren't forcing the amplifier to give it the amount of power that it needed. So that's why we were using such a big amplifier that was able to give us the headroom. So that's why we were using that amplifier.
So you only needed 1,000 watts. So you said I needed some headroom. So you bought 12,000 watts.
Yes.
Makes total sense. I mean,
makes total sense.
Total. I only need 1,000 watts. Well, I'm going to buy 12,000. Well, since you said it like that, it sounds kind of strange, but all right.
Yeah.
Now this is strictly for no mids and highs, right? The mids and highs aren't part of this type of competition.
Correct. Yeah, it's mainly just for a burp is what it is now. I know that I used 1,000 watts, but that was for one class. the other organizations I was using 3,000 and 5,000 watts, so I also got headroom. So that's another reason why I had to use that amplifier. But yeah, it's just for burps is all it is.
Now, when you say the class you were in, kind of break that down for me, because I don't know how you're in a 1,000-watt class with a 12,000-watt amplifier.
So DB Drag Racing is pretty much it's the premier organization. It's the most difficult to win. And that's the one where I was capped at 1,000 watts worth of power. So they don't care how many subwoofers you have in a vehicle. They don't care about the mids and highs. They just care about how loud you can get it with 1,000 watts. So we built the vehicle, and we went over to Alabama, and that's where it actually started in 2019. It's when it started, and that's when it was with the little black Sonic that we had at your shop.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys still have that trophy that I gave you guys or not.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab it.
One of the first ones that I ever got, and that's it. All just kind of snowballed from there. Is what it did.
Yeah, here it is. Boom.
There you go.
Yeah, it was funny because I didn't have you sign it. I was like, damn it, I didn't have him sign it. So if they ever do a Phantom meeting again and you guys come,
yeah,
I'm gonna have you sign the back here, so we know it's Mel's.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a cool story.
So there is something that I sent you guys. I don't know if you got it or not. I'm hoping you guys got it.
Oh no, of course we got it. It's sitting right here. Do you want us to open it now?
Oh yeah, I want you to open it. Yeah, there's only 2 of them in the entire world.
Oh, now it feels special.
Be careful, don't scratch it.
No.
All right. Well, you might as well keep talking because Fernando takes forever to open.
That's okay. So there's only 2 like it in the world. One of them I gave to you guys, and the other one I'm going to probably auction auction off is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
But it is the actual license plate that came off of the vehicle from the Explorer.
Flip it around. That's cooler. Nice.
So you guys have one, and then I have one.
Oh, because you got to do front and rear, right?
Correct. Yeah, in Texas you have to have 2 license plates, front and rear. So the one that you got actually saw all the action and was in the lanes and saw all the meters and everything. So that's the front license plate that you guys have, and I've got the back one here.
It says to Dean Fernando, SPL World Champions, USAC March 2027, Oklahoma. Iasca DB Drag, October 8th through the 9th, Alabama. DB Drag, October 16th through 17th, California. That was the 29-hour drive.
Yes, 29 hours worth of driving.
USAC Street Stock 3K, USAC SUV Hatch, DB Drag Street Stock 1K. Thank you for your support, Mel.
Dude, man.
Thank you, Mel. That's pretty freaking awesome. It's going to go on the wall.
That's going to definitely is going to go on.
I just got to figure out which side I want to put out. I kind of like that side. But the more DB is pretty awesome.
I can understand that. The reason why I wanted to send you guys and wanted to show this off is because I am going to be on, I don't know if I'm going to be on Facebook or Instagram yet, but I'm going to raffle these off is what I'm going to do. And the money that I get from this is going to go towards probably for either Christmas for kids is what it's going to go for. So if you guys, it might buy, a bike or 2, or it might buy, a G.I. Joe, whatever. But something that I wanted to do a little different for everybody, since
Well, when you're ready to do it, let us know so that we can share it and make sure that everyone takes advantage of it.
Yes,
absolutely,
and gets it. Okay, so the car. All right, back to competing. I still don't understand how it's a 1,000-watt class with a 12,000-watt amplifier. Do they take a meter to it or something, or how does that work?
So they have a clamp. They actually have a sensor that goes on the windshield, and then they have a clamp that reads how much power AC voltage is going through the system itself, and it registers on the screen itself. And it tells you what your power limit is. So if you go over 1,000 watts, you're out of the class, or you break out.
Okay, so you're disqualified basically.
You're disqualified, correct? Yeah.
So my natural thought was that's what they were doing. I just seem so extra. I can't believe that's what they actually do. So you're back there dialing that thing to where it's exactly.
Yeah, or as close to as I can to 1,000 watts without going over, because it's very tricky. I mean, you guys mess with the bass knobs. You kind of get just a little bit, doesn't get you anything, and then all of a sudden it just turns on full blast. So you got to be careful
linear.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. We know a company that's making a linear bass knob that actually works.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we got a couple of companies out there that are doing that now, and we're going to be at that level pretty soon. So
that's pretty funny. I mean, that makes sense now, like why that's so important.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Pretty much dial it in.
All right, we've learned something. All right, we're done. No. What's up,
Gary?
Mel?
Say what's up.
Oh yeah, Gary.
What's up, Gary?
Gary makes some silly stuff, man. And there's Mr.
Yeah,
Marty.
Gary's pretty loud.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I think I introduced Gary to the Amp Pros at some point. It was either that or the other company that makes something. But no, Gary's a cool dude. He makes some like crazy insane stuff. All right, so I want to take some pictures because I want to get these things in the back are super sexy. So let's take a look at your Instagram feed that is going to kind of walk us through
absolutely.
The year. And so first off, we have the trifecta of doom here. The
trifecta of doom. I love that. That is awesome.
It should be trifecta of boom. So we'll call it the trifecta of boom. All right. So explain to me what we're looking at here.
So I wanted something that was going to be something special for myself only, and it was going to be because it's so difficult to win 3 championships from 3 different organizations within the same year. So to do that, I felt that it was worthy of its own, recognition. And so that's why you have the triangle with USAC, IASCA, and DB Drag, and the World Championship ring in the middle is what that is. And my wife was the one who actually stitched all that together for me and made it what it is.
Wow.
Yeah. So she
did it all by hand. All by hand, right?
Yeah, she did it all by hand. So yeah, but no, she ended up doing that for me on all my my work jerseys and my work shirts and then my team jerseys.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So you got a ring.
Yeah.
Which one is that from?
This is from USAC.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Yep. So this is what we go for.
So hang on, let me see if I can click on this.
Yes, right there.
All right. So so how many DBs? What did we have to do to get that?
So what I had to go through is I had to go through two different competitions on either side of the country. So I had to travel to Alabama to get my first half of the championship, and then I had to travel to California to get the other half, and then I was considered a world champion once I got both of them.
So you had to back it up. So you did one championship and then backed it up in a different location. Basically.
Correct. Right. I had to make sure that I beat everybody on the East Coast and everybody on the West Coast.
And what were the numbers that you beat them with? Is that the next slide?
Actually, the next video that's going to come up, the next slide.
Oh, hang on. Let me get out of here.
Is the actual run, I believe, in Alabama. So that's the actual run right there. Yeah. That's a video of it.
Are you sitting in the car?
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
so you can
see sitting in the car?
I got headphones on.
Okay. All right. Then
I got hearing protection.
I watched the video and everything.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something as soon as we're done with the video.
Yeah. So basically, you can see the score. I'm the guy on the left, and then my competitor was on the right. And this was probably the most stressful part of the entire ride for me because he was very, very close to us.
Yeah, he seems like right there.
So you can see I didn't give it the full gas. I didn't give it the full 1,000 watts because I was afraid to break out.
Right. And you just wanted to beat him anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go. You just like.
So that's cool. All right. So then, all right, I get it now. So it shows you. That is cool. So it's showing you how much power you have coming.
Right.
And how accurate is that? Do we know how accurate it is? Because, I mean, obviously it's not like an amp dyno or anything. It's just a clamp doing some math.
Pretty accurate down to the 100th of a tenth of a point. So it's pretty accurate. Wayne Harris actually developed and designed the software for DB Drag Racing, as he owns DB Drag Racing.
Oh, okay.
The software is actually for USAC, IASCA, for Mecca for all the organizations. That's what they use.
Look at that happy guy right there.
Oh yeah.
So this is Alabama?
That is Alabama.
Jesus, that trophy is so freaking. That is so cool.
Aren't they nice? They're just. Oh, they're just like older trophies. The 6 foot and 7 foot trophies are so 1970s, and these plaques are just
so cool.
These plaques are just so much nicer.
Is that like acrylic?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely cool. All right, so I mean, you didn't like the reality is you didn't hit like 187 dBs or anything like that. You were the race here is, if I'm understanding this correctly, is I need to stay under 1,000 watts and get as loud as I possibly can.
That was for one of the organizations, correct? Yeah.
So in that particular, yep, go ahead.
That particular one, we had to do the loudest we could with 1,000 watts only. So yes, and that was for DB drag racing, which is again, in my opinion, the most difficult to win and the most prestigious award for myself personally.
I can see that. Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, so pop this one right quick.
Hang on. Hold on 1 second. I know. Hold on. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. 3. There we go.
All right. So tell me what's going on your head right there.
So that was a roller coaster ride of emotions, is what that was, and that was because that was early in the morning, the very first run, and when we first started, I broke out of 1,000 watts. And when I broke out, I couldn't believe it. I was more mad at myself than anything else. The judge came in and basically said that, it is what it is. You lost. Have a good time. And I couldn't accept that. So they made them rerun again because they felt that it was incorrect. They again made the same outcome again. And I could not believe it. And it just threw me for a loop until one of the other judges went up there and said that the chords were backwards. So his score was my score, my score was his score. And so he was breaking out and I wasn't. And so they made that mistake. And that's why it was just relief. That picture that you see right there is just relief, because after the third run,
I watched the whole video. I mean, so I watched the whole video and you can see that he's just like, oh my God, that's like, now that you explaining the whole story, now makes sense. It was very emotional for me. In fact, I still get choked up about it now. But not only that, it was also just the ride was finished. It was coming to an end. So that was another championship right there where it was that's 3,000 watts worth of power right there, and that was my first championship after 30 years of doing this. That was my first world championship.
Okay, so now this is
USAC.
This is USAC. So we did DB drag. So we won DB drag.
Correct.
World champion. Went on the West Coast. Went on the East Coast. Those are the 2 trophies behind you.
Correct.
So now we're stepping up. Same car, same system, and we're going to do a 3K run.
A 3K run, correct. Now, I didn't record the 3K run. I'm pretty sure it's out there somewhere, but that was 155.7 dB is what that was.
So 2,000 more watts, and all we got was like 4 dB more.
7 more.
Oh, was it 7 more?
7 more, yeah. Because we did a 151, and we're doing a 50. I'm sorry, 4 more. Yeah, you're correct. I'm thinking that
I was going to say,
the vehicle.
Wow, I really suck at math all of a sudden.
No,
all right.
I mean,
so now, are these judged the same way, where they have a clamp, they show your your amp, how much wattage is coming out of the amplifier?
Yes.
So it's the same system that they're using in DB drag.
Right, but this one is a little different because they allow you to have the door open, and so it makes a big difference. Plus, the mic is in a different location. It's in the kick panel on the passenger side versus being on the dash. So it's a little bit different setup and different as how that works.
Now, all right, so when setting up for this one, I mean, do you change anything? Do you just, I mean, other than adjusting the volume knobs new, like, okay, we can go here now. I mean, what else do you do?
Well, so when the box was originally built, I wanted it built because people will have to change boxes to change organizations. So the build, I wanted it to be a universal box for all the organizations that we were running in. So that's, we didn't change as much as other people do. We changed the frequency and the amount of power that we were giving it this time, where we had a 50 hertz cap limit in DB drag racing. We have an 80 cap hertz limit in USAC. So I could actually go a little bit higher, and the vehicle gets a little bit louder as the frequency, and you give it more power in a different frequency and so forth. So yeah.
Wow,
it's a science.
They really limit. I feel it's kind of NASCAR in the sense that, there again, I don't know much about NASCAR, but every car is equal. So for DB drag, it has to be a frequency from 50 and below.
Correct. DB drag racing had a 50 hertz cap limit.
So the highest you can play up is 50. Obviously, doors, windows, everything closed.
Correct.
No vent to the outside at all.
Correct, because that hurts the vehicle. So this is where Stinger stepped up, and they allowed us to have 36 boxes of 36 square foot deadener in the vehicle.
There you go, Fernando.
Wow.
You could have flown to Texas and helped them.
It took me a month to put 36 boxes into the Explorer.
Did any of the panels go back on?
Pictures on the car, right?
There, I don't know if there's any pictures of the car. We kept it pretty quiet because we have to.
Oh yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
there you go.
So when UPS came to drop those boxes off, they did not like that one bit.
There's Gary Davis.
Gary Davis, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You just put this picture up. That's all we did. That's all we did. We did that. we just did that.
I didn't share build logs, is what I didn't share. And there's, again, secrecy is a big part of the car audio side of it, and on the competition
that's
side.
When you were here. There's the trophy we have. So now that hold on, let me get back here. Now that it's over, are you going to share a build log, or is that still a faux pas?
No, I think I am going to share the build log. I'm going to put it together and put it on YouTube so everybody can see what the amount of work and time that goes into building a Ford Explorer and getting it as loud as you possibly can. So I'll do that pretty soon.
Did the panels go back in?
Yeah, everything has to be stock. A vehicle has to work. So AC heater work. It's all the panels are back into it. I redid all the vehicle's seats from cloth to vinyl, which gained us a couple of tenths here and there. The
See, this is the part
nobody knows. Yeah, this is where I took an RTA meter. I mean, everything that I learned in SQ, I applied in SPL, because basically we took an RTA meter, found out what the peak frequency was of the car. We had to learn what it liked and didn't like. We had to change pieces here and there. So, I mean, as far as going out to the junkyard and getting panels and testing with and without deadener, and just making sure which is going to be louder if we had deadener on the panels or didn't have deadener on the panel. So, wow. It's very time consuming. As an SU vehicle.
Well, it's like Greg said, the secret, as he was told, was you have to minimize your losses.
Yeah.
So,
it's just like, you saying all this, like having different panels and testing one and then another just to find out the right
mix.
Oh my God, it's a lot of work.
It is, and there's a lot of tricks. Like there's a lot of little tricks here and there. Like we found out that the box being bolted to the frame of the vehicle brought us a whole dB and a half.
So coupling to the vehicle helped.
Yeah, because now it becomes one with the vehicle. We raised it 3/4 of a piece of wood, 3/4 stick MDF. We raised the box up, and that gained us another dB. And then I added another 3/4, and it lost 2 dB. So there we go, taking out a piece of 3/4, just trying to, and that's what it's all about, is just getting all these little wins here and there that you can, and they mount up into something that's going to be, what it is.
Some people think that I'm just want to put the biggest amplifier that I can find, the bigger battery that I can find, bigger subwoofers, bigger box, and I'm going to get the loudest I can get. And It's not true.
Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. I mean, you can only get so loud when you add so much power and so many subwoofers, because at that point it's just physics. But when you get down to efficiency, you're trying to build for a microphone. I mean, you know, it's sound quality. It's subjective. Somebody likes to hear what they hear, and they present you an award because they think that you sounded the best. But when it's an SPL, it's you versus a microphone, not me versus the next person, because I have to beat the microphone is what I got to do.
They just add the other person in there to make it look fun.
More interesting, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And to stress everybody out.
Well, naturally. It's what we all need, more stress. So, World Finals, you win that. USAC, super awesome. Definitely the big trophy in the back there, 3K. Why did you go 3K in that one? That was the smallest class that they actually had, was the 3K class. So that one, I had a lot of emotion on that one, because when my mother was a big part of why I do what I do, from being a bantam and being in sales to my competing. She was always a big part of my life in that part. So when I won the 3K, it was very emotional for me because my mom passed away last year. Yeah, and so that was rough. That was really rough for my family and for myself, especially because we were so close. And she was the one that gave me the money to go to Spring Break Nationals and to go to all these shows, because she always said, I want you to experience everything that you possibly can in car audio. Oh. Wow, so, Mom's great.
Oh yeah, she was a big part of the push for me. So when we won that 3K class, it was you can see how happy I was. I was pretty happy, you know. So yeah, you can bring that picture back up.
Do you ever take her to any of those competitions just to like walk around or something?
Yeah, we did. You know,
is that Mom?
She was. Yeah, that's Mom. Yeah, she was with me there for Texas Heat Wave.
Nice.
And Corpus Christi events and so forth. You know, I'm originally from South Texas, so she was a part of that. And her and my father went to the car shows and sound offs.
There's Happy Mel.
That is awesome. Happy Mel.
Dude, that thing is so big. You're a big guy, so like
I'm a big guy.
that would look like a. I don't even think, like, Fernando, you could hide behind that.
I probably can hide behind that thing.
All right, so that's two of the championships. Let's talk about the third championship, because obviously they didn't give you a cool.
They gave me a 10 or 7 foot trophy that I had to break down and stuff it into the Explorer so that I could bring it home.
That's Iasca, right?
Mm-hmm. That's Iasca, yeah. So that one was.
Let me pull up yours. Keep talking.
That one was also another one that we were trying to chase after, because IASCA is one of the oldest organizations of all of them. And we broke a world record when we ran in that class. So
what was the class in this one?
This was Trunk SUV 1, which is 115-inch subwoofer and 2,000 watts max power is what that was. So I had to take out a subwoofer out of the box.
Okay.
Put a plug in, and then I was able to use 2,000 watts. So that's why, again, we use that amplifier, because it's versatile, a lot of headroom, and I could use it for 3 different classes, and I wasn't going to get pinched for it or anything like that.
So is your box 2 chambers, or is it a mono chamber?
It's a mono chamber.
And that didn't affect the way it sounded by removing one of the subwoofers?
It did, yeah, and it basically. I mean, when you added the other subwoofer, it's going to add another dB or 2 with it. But we only are allowed 115-inch subwoofer in Iasca in that particular class, and 2,000 watts was the cap.
And what did you hit for that one?
We went home with a 153.2, which was the loudest in the entire world.
Wow.
Yeah, so we broke the world record, and the previous world record was actually a 152.2, 1 dB louder, which I held that record when I set that one in spring at in Alabama at Muscle Scrolls, also at that show, Triple Fest.
So because to win you have to do it twice, right? You have
Correct.
to back it up.
You have to back it up, yeah.
That's one thing we did learn from Greg, is that you have to back it up, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So now, when you go to these shows, because a lot of the times they'll have like an Alaska show and a Mecca show, and they'll all be at the same place.
Correct.
Did that happen for you? Like you were pulling subwoofers out and putting plugs in and readjusting stuff on the fly?
At some shows it was, yeah. I mean, basically, it was a lot of traveling. So I traveled a lot to Tennessee. I traveled a lot to Alabama, Florida. Of course, you guys saw me in Florida.
Yeah.
So North Carolina, let's see here, Louisiana, New Mexico, California was the last one. So, I mean, it was a lot of traveling. But yeah, I mean, it was all a part of the gig.
Huh.
Didn't answer your question, did I? So,
I mean, I'm assuming the answer was yes.
It was a lot of running around.
I threw you a softball. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of running around. I mean, it was basically, putting a cap here, making sure that worked there, making sure I didn't bust out of this class, I didn't break out of that class, and so forth. But
now, did you travel with somebody? Did you take somebody with you? Was it always you and somebody else, or was it just solo?
It was solo, is what it was.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was rough. 29 hours to California, and I didn't even have a radio. Like, I didn't have a radio playing through the speakers and so forth. I had earbuds driving all the way to California.
No, man, I'm not that determined. I mean, we had 615s in our car, and I mean, we didn't ever play it, but still.
Yeah, and the thing, it was so funny because the Explorer doesn't like speakers in the doors. So that's why we had to, that's why we had to take out the speakers. It lost with speakers in the doors and so forth. So it was very difficult, but yeah, I went by myself on all the shows. Some of them I did have people with me, like a crew or a group of people, but it was very rare. Yeah.
So you say it didn't like speakers in the doors. So you had to cap over those?
I had to put deadener over the holes, correct, because it did not like the speakers being in there. It lost like 2 dB worth of score with speakers in the doors.
Now, do you have the meter and everything at your house to do testing with?
I do, yeah. Yeah, that's one of the most, if anybody were to ask me, hey, Mel, what does it take to be a champion, or what does it take to compete? And
that was going to be the next question.
Yeah, that's the first thing I would tell them is you need to buy a meter. You need to buy a meter, and you need to make sure that you're in an area where people aren't going to get pissed off at you.
Well, yeah, because you're going to just sit there and play it all night long trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I live in an area where it's close to an air base, so we have jets flying over the house all the time. So my neighbors don't complain because the jets are actually louder than what the vehicle is. But there were some times where I had to go over to like an abandoned warehouse or somewhere where I could actually test it at full volume just to see what we were going to do.
Jesus.
Wow.
Man, that's
a big trophy right there.
It's almost as tall as you are. So you'd mentioned the Wayne Harris software. So that's what you're buying, right?
Right, and it's called Term Lab is what it is. It's a meter, and he sells them online all the time. It's used at, like I said, all the organizations use that specific meter. It's roughly about $1,400 or $1,500. It comes with the clamp. It comes with the sensor, all the software except for the computer. So that's like the main thing that you need to buy when you're going to get into this and start doing this.
Wow. Well,
yeah. There you go.
So I got to order you one next week. We're going to put 615s in the G35.
We're going to put 615s in the G35.
We need really efficient ones because we're only going to put 100 watts on them. Beat that bitch. 150 at 100 watts.
Beat that one.
Yeah. 15's 170 Bs of efficiency. Rock on.
So,
well, all right. So we're hitting the end here, and I would hate to have you on and not talk about something that like I don't want to have missed anything. I think you've answered most of my questions, but I don't know what I don't know. So if there's anything that you could think that like I should know, by all means, this would be the time now to let some in. Let that knowledge flow, Mel.
Well, I don't know about the knowledge flowing. I'll tell you why I did it. I did it because my dealers were actually involved in it, and it was a big part of me meeting them at shows and so forth, and building that bond with them. So along the way, I've made a lot of good friends, and a lot of people helped me along the way to do what we did. So, I mean, that was the coolest thing is I met so many people around the damn country that it was just amazing. California was amazing. I've never been treated so well. People were making sure that I had something to eat and drink every 5 or 10 minutes.
Wow.
Some of the nicest competitors I've ever been around.
Wow.
Alabama has some of the nicest people as far as that goes as well. The hospitality in this community is just it's just overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, are you done?
Yeah, I think I'm done. I mean, unless you guys have any other questions or anything else.
No. I mean, are you done competing?
Oh, that's tough to answer right now. I mean, I think I'm taking a break. I'm building another vehicle.
Okay, so you're not done.
Yeah, I'm building another vehicle. We're going to use all Phoenix Gold product. We're going to use all Stinger, all pack. And but I think this one's going to be more of a demonstrator than anything else. We're going to build somewhat of a demo vehicle, still going to be competitive. And we're going to try and, do things, but I'm just not going to be as into it as I was with this round. This one was really for my mom is what it was. I mean, it was to make sure that she got the glory because of her and God, first off. I can't say, that, but I mean, it was something that I felt I had to do and finish off. And so we did it now. And I feel like the coyote catching the roadrunner. I don't know what to do after this now. So it's like,
I mean, yeah.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it.
You catch the roadrunner, and then what do you do?
Now, when you say you're going to build something for Phoenix Gold, are you thinking like 12-12's kind of silliness, or you can't talk about it yet?
No. I do want to talk about it. And I'm probably going to build something, and it's going to be either I was thinking 16-12s is what I was thinking about. So 16-12s.
In a truck or a car?
We're building it in a Blazer, in an S10 Blazer.
Okay.
Like an old school 90s S10 Blazer? Or
no, we got a new one. It's getting a motor put into it now.
How new?
It's 2003. It's newer.
Okay. Newer. Yeah. Okay.
Newer, yeah. We're selling the Explorer. So the Explorer is for sale. A world champion Explorer is on the market and for sale.
With equipment and everything?
Without equipment. I mean, just the vehicle itself, but just the vehicle itself is what people are after. If they want the equipment, I'd be more than happy to give them the equipment. I mean, I'm flexible, but
everything is for sale.
Everything is for sale right now. Yeah, we need to fund the next project. So
there you go. So there you go. If you
what are you going to do for amplifiers in the new one?
We're going to do probably the RX 1000.1s, and we're going to run probably 8 of them is what we're going to do, and the 400.4s RX series.
You're going to run the
RX 2 1000.1s.
Okay. Why not just put one on each sub?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I think that's something that my company will probably look at me and say, "Hey, you're stupid. We're not going to allow you to do that." So, we can't give you that much product.
All right, well,
you never know.
Give me half, and I'll buy the other half. I mean,
we can work out something, but yeah, I mean, it's still in the development phase right now. I mean, right now it's like I said, I'm just worried about putting a new motor in this one Blazer that we picked up. So, it's yeah.
So for that one, you're going to do like mids and highs, full custom interior, and all that crazy shit, right?
Correct. Stuff. Yeah. Paint, lowering it, wheels and tires, full interior. We're going to do RTA in that truck. We're going to do installation in that truck. We're going to do Cyclone is one of the classes that we're going to enter for DB drag racing. And Cyclone judges you on the installation style or points and so forth. RTA is a very big deal about that. And then, of course, how low the vehicle can get at 20 hertz.
Oh, are you going to put the high 10 in there?
Yes. Actually, we had the high 10 in the Blazer or in the Explorer, and it won. So I'm very proud of that. We won World Finals with the Marine radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, you just need somewhere to plug in.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings up an interesting question. So before we wrap this up, the one question I have is, what are you doing for media? So is it a disc? Is it a thumb drive? Streaming from your phone? What do they do for media?
Well, they can do any of that whatsoever, but I use a thumb drive because it's not going to skip and it's not going to cut off on me when I'm, doing my full burps and full runs. We tried a CD. The CD skipped, and I scratched a couple of CDs, so I couldn't use a CD player whatsoever. So I use thumb drive, yeah.
Now, what are you playing? Are you making your own test tone? Is it just a single, like, one tone? Or you putting together something? Do they give you something to play?
Yeah, I mean, you can actually get test tones all over the internet, and Kicker actually has test tones on their website that you can download for free and use those test tones. They, you know, they're not my company, but Kicker has an unlimited amount of information.
Information.
Yeah. I mean, you got to use everybody. I mean, I tell people that you can't just have Stinger or Pack alone. You need Metra and you need these other companies because, I mean, that's how you survive. That's how you get by. Yeah. So, you know, I push everything onto my dealers because I want to make sure they have whatever they need. And if they ever have a question whether or not something is, you know, I got a question the other day was, hey, can the high 10 handle 160 dB? Well, yes, it can because we tested 160 dB in the Explorer with the high 10 in it. I gave it 7,000 watts worth of power and it pulled out a 160.1. So I know it can do that. And,
nice.
So I mean, the wires, was there a difference? So there was a huge difference in using RCAs. I used 4,000 series RCAs, and then I jumped up to 9,000 series RCAs, and I got a dB out of it. And I have no reason, like, for me, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand how a signal that clean can change
Bigger tubes, man. Bigger tubes.
But wow, that was, for me, that was eye-opening. So
very nice.
Welcome to SPL where nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to car audio. That doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, everything's a compromise.
Exactly.
Well, Mel, thank you so much for spending your Monday with us. This has been extremely enlightening. And congratulations on having an exceptional year. Good job, man. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Love the trophies. Thanks again for...
Thank you for the license plate. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Once you're done getting that one listed up, let us know and we'll share it. Hopefully you'll be able to get some Christmas cash for the kids to buy some cool bikes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where can they find? All right, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Instagram.
Yeah, Rexzilla is my Instagram. So if anybody wants to follow me, they're more than happy to. On Facebook as well. They can always ask me questions and so forth.
Yeah, there we go. Right there.
Answer any questions possible.
Yep. All right, so there's that. Mel, thank you so much for being on again. And we're going to let you go now while we end the show. Thanks, man.
Bye, man.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Well, there you go. That was a lot of fun.
All right, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to put 10 12s in the G35. We're going to start with 10.
Stop.
See how it goes. Oh, dude, dude, this is awesome. That's awesome. That was awesome. Understanding all of that.
It was because at the end of the day, I really didn't understand how that worked.
Right, different categories that you.
I think it's kind of genius because I look at it like if. Just like you said, let's put 10 10s in something, 10,000 amplifiers, and we're just gonna go, bah, you know. But putting those limits into place, I think, make it way more exciting.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like you said, 12,000 watts to do 1,000 watts, and like they're literally telling. I mean, you're like. And I bet you it gets really exciting when you got the guy next to you and you're like a 2 dB or dB off.
He was in the video. Like, in the video, you can see that they are so close to one, and it's like, oh my god, you know. He's like, I don't want to break out, so I just want to keep it there, and you're like sweating.
Make sure we should go to that sundown thing that that Hi-Fi and Big D went to, and just kind of. I think that'd be fun.
That's fun. Dude, man. All the word that. It takes to go there.
Hear a little bit of as the windows are, you know, everyone's pushing on the glass.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Put it on the glass. All right, guys. Well, hey, that's the show for today. This has been fun. Let us know what you think about shows like this. We haven't been able to do interviews for a while because of COVID. As you recall, we used to have people that come in and whatnot. And we still get the occasional person that's in town to come in. But we want to do more of these for sure, get people on and talk to them about. We don't necessarily need to go the whole hour. I mean, some people, half hours cool.
Perfectly fine. Yeah.
But, you know, for this case, I definitely wanted to hear all 3 events, championships, and have them describe to me how it was done. But if you like these, if you want us to get back to doing stuff like this, we don't necessarily need to do it on the Monday show. We can do it on any show we want. Sometimes we'll just have people. But if you, generally, it's like if you guys would like us to get back to doing interviews like this, let us know in the comments after the fact, because we will definitely read them and let you. We'll take your advice. Because if you guys don't like them, well then, I mean, I enjoy.
You're still gonna watch it because we're still gonna do it.
Well, there is some of that in play. But hey, it's Monday, which means we got a whole week in front of us of nonsense to look forward to. Make sure you follow us on Instagram where you get to kind of pick up on daily updates. We weren't up there today because, well, today was rough. It was Monday and it was just hard.
Monday, yeah.
But make sure you tune in for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget, Friday mornings we do news. That is over on Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips. And of course, Saturday, as every Saturday, you can find us over on YouTube where we do Car Stereo Talk with Dean and Fernando. Thursday night is me over on Hi-Fi Vega, along with the Side Jag Network after that, where we talk about movies, music, and guy stuff, girl stuff, whatever. We just talk about stuff. It's a stuff show. It's called Side Jag. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Fernando, you want to add?
That's it, guys.
Well,
before
winter is coming.
Yes, winter is coming.
So you got yours up there, so I'm just going to go to yours. Make sure you head over to dnfswag.com. DNF Swag is a place you go find all the cool stuff that we have. You can get yourself a coffee mug, a hoodie. There's a bunch of stuff up there to choose. This is what helps us, you know, make the show happen. We're also over on Patreon. Switch over to DNF Tool Drawer.
Yes.
Which is the place you can go and find all the cool tools that we use in our installs. If you ever wondered what it is we use, you can find it on DNF Tool Drawer. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
Bye.